What's up, Imp Knights? In today's video, I want to actually have a discussion with you guys about Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 5. I want to get back into reviewing the Black Lightning episodes, and I know that they're on Season 3, but y'all just have to bear with me because I am going to catch up because I have not done this in a while. I stopped at Episode 4. So before I begin this video, I want you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and post a comment below and let me know what you think about the episode. If y'all remember it, or people who haven't watched it, go ahead, watch it, come back and listen to this review, because I don't know about you guys, but this episode was pretty solid. I mean, it gave Jefferson Pierce a new perspective on his powers, where he was able to fly now using his electrical powers. He ended up getting the electric vision, which is he can see the current of electricity from objects, which I thought was a cool perspective on his powers. You know, you don't see stuff like that often in characters with electrical powers, or I should say black characters with electrical powers. You don't really see that too often. So that was a cool part about the episode. I also think that the crazy part about the episode is that it seems to me that Gambi is hiding something. Like, what is he hiding? I'm not really too sure. I have somewhat of an idea what he's hiding, but the crazy part is that he seemed to have cut some form of a deal with Tobias. Well, that's what it seems like, because Tobias come in looking for the secret identity of Black Lightning, and obviously, Gambi ain't gonna give that up to his give up his surrogate son name. But I still found that interesting that he made a deal with Tobias. Also, Gambi said something about the fact that whatever Tobias is taking is causing him to not age, it appears, or it slows his aging down. So that's another cool perspective of why Tobias, after 30 years, still looked the same as he did 30 years ago. So I thought that was pretty cool. What we also see in the episode is the simple fact that Black Lightning, or Jefferson, is getting supreme headaches. Now, I'm not really sure why he's getting these type of headaches. I'm not sure, is it because of the suit on why he's getting his headaches, or his powers are getting stronger? I mean, or if there's something in the area disrupting his powers, which is causing, his powers to go out flux. But he does have a new suit, so it could be his power suit. I'm not sure. But what I can say is that when he was at the pharmacy trying to get himself some pills, and the guy with his sick daughter was frustrated because the clerk wouldn't take the medicine back. One of the things that was interesting was that whatever's going on with Jefferson is causing him to be a little more aggressive. Like, he was completely aggressive, but he kept his composure. And one of the other things that he did was, tell the clerk that it's not going to do him any good, and that he'll take that thing and shove it up his butt if he have to. But they came to that compromise, which was pretty cool, that he was able to diffuse the situation before the situation got any better. Now, I always talk about this in general, as far as on my channel, about how black characters, there's always a message to be sent. This episode wasn't any different, because there was a message because of all the police brutality that was going on in around the time this show came out. They tried to send that message. So one of the things they did was, I think that this kid was on green light, and what it seems is that because he was on green light, he was having he was so high, it made him highly aggressive, and so the cops couldn't control him. So one of the first things that the cops wanted to do is pull out their gun and shoot him. And Jefferson saved the kid and saved the cops. But at the same, and he told the cops, next time pull out a taser and try the tasing first before you shoot first. But that's just one of the messages I always see when it comes to black characters, is that, the focus is always on the message than the hero. But in this instance, it was cool because, you see the hero save both people and then try to come to a solution by telling them next time use your tasers to tase this young African American kid just before you shoot first, because normally they have a shoot first mentality. So after Jefferson ends up doing this, one of the other things that we learn is that he goes to a warehouse where there is he was looking for a green light, and this white guy or whatever character ends up pulling out a shotgun and pretty much told him, again, that goes back to what I was saying about the message of he can shoot Jefferson and he'll be deemed a hero. What ended up happening is that white man obviously got the pause put, he got the electric put on him because he got shocked, and Jefferson pretty much said, yo, tell me who is this for? And the guy didn't want to say the name, and then Jefferson electrocuted him while he was on water, by the way. Like, it was a little puddle that he was on, so obviously he didn't put a lot of force into electricity or he would have burnt him alive. But he ended up getting the name Joey Toledo, which brought back memories for Jefferson, because Joey Toledo is the right hand man of Tobias, and if Joey is in Freeland still, that means Tobias is in Freeland. And because of that, because of the simple fact of Joey Toledo being time, he had a brief argument with Gamby in the episode, and before you know it, he seemed to have passed out for some reason, and it's due to the headaches he was getting and all that, so, and exhibiting the aggressive behavior. So because of that, I want to say that was pretty interesting and cool. And then he had Lynn, who's a doctor, and she tries to see what was wrong, but see, there was nothing wrong with his brain or anything, so it was just like something is going on with his power. So we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna watch the next episode. We will explore. I'll explore to probably come back with a better idea of what's going on. And then we get to Anissa, who's investigating her grandfather's history, to say the least. Or I shouldn't say, I'm sorry, I skipped. I shouldn't say Anissa, I should say Tobias, who's remembering his past. His sister ends up, how should I put it? His sister ended up saying that he's never forgiven himself for his first enemy, which was his father, and they end up looking for their father, and they clearly had a terrible childhood because their mother left them. He was albino, so he had a lot of medical problems that his father, who worked a lot, was frustrated because he couldn't take him outside, throw basketball and play sports with him. And they had a talk ended up with Tobias killing, he ended up killing his own father. And then we go to the fact that Anissa is learning about her grandfather and being learn about her grandfather and trying to discover what was happening. And she ends up running into a character named David Poe, who told her as much as he can about what's going on. And that's when man, I'm losing a train of thought, so I apologize, y'all. But that's when she starts learning about the vaccine and the papers and stuff, and how kids 30 years ago got their power. So this episode, on the scale of 1 to 5, I want to say it's a 3.5 because of how the storyline is and what they're trying to do, and how they're slowly giving in intricals of the past, which is pretty cool. But if you guys like my review of this, just let me know. I'll review episode 6, and it'll be coming out as soon as possible. Peace out, y'all.